Good evening. My name is Janae Williams Jackson, and my presentation is about Harry Potter and the underlying story within the story of Harry Potter that I find interesting, and that is the story of love. Um, the story of Harry Potter, if you all are not aware, it is a book turned into a movie, several movies, several books, and it is about a young man named Harry Potter who is orphaned at the age, I believe, of 1 years old. His parents are both killed by a very dark wizard, um, and he goes to live with his last living relatives, which is his maternal aunt and her her husband and her son and their son, excuse me. Throughout the duration of him living with his aunt and his uncle and his cousin, he endured a lot of abuse. For instance, they had his room under the staircase. They um, gave him clothing that were hand-me-downs of his cousin, who was much larger than him. So none of the clothes that were handed down to him ever fit him. He was forced to basically become their maid, cook for them, clean for them, do everything that they needed him to do around the house. Um, it is revealed throughout the first book that Harry is in fact a wizard, and his parents were wizards as well. And there is a special school that Harry goes to, in which they hone in on those skills of being a witch or a wizard, potion spells and things of that nature. There he finds out about his parents and what really happened to them, and it is revealed that were killed by an evil wizard that had a vendetta against any firstborn boy within that area. So he went and murdered all of those children. It's crazy, but he befriends two of his fellow classmates, Ron and Hermione. Ron comes from a magical family, in which his mother has a very, very tight hand on all of her children that attend that school, and being as though that Harry is a friend of Ron. She takes Harry under her wing and nurtures him and cares for him and supports him throughout the entire um, 8 movies, 7 books. She makes sure that he eats. She makes sure he has a place to stay, that he gets his school books. She does everything that she would normally do with her children. She made sure that she included Harry. And so the story within the story is a mother's love and how that prevails throughout any circumstance. Excuse me. When Harry's mother was killed, and the Dark Wizard went to try and kill Harry, she sacrificed herself and cast an old or ancient magical spell that allowed Harry to not be physically touched by Voldemort, who was, the culprit behind their murder and trying to murder their son. So she sacrificed herself and made it so that even in her absence, he was still protected. Molly Weasley, Ron's mother, made sure that she showered him with love and support the same way that she showered her own children with love and support throughout the books, and was just always there for Harry. Harry didn't miss a beat, even though he was, mistreated by his actual family. He had a family, an extended family that really, loved and cared for him. And I don't believe that without the love and support of Molly Weasley, he would have made it as far as he did. Um, and in a turn of events, the Harry's the main character, but the main protagonist that is adjacent to Harry as far as his classmates are concerned. His name is Draco, and Draco's family, his father Lucius, his mother Narcissa, are all followers of Voldemort, which is the evil wizard. And so throughout the movies, they just torment and just antagonize Harry and try to do some god awful things to ensure his demise. Um, but in a turn of events, when Voldemort believes that he's killed Harry, he sends Narcissa, because she is a loyal follower. He sends her over to go and inspect the body to make sure there's no pulse, to make sure that he's still dead, or that he is dead, excuse me, that he's not still living. And she sees that this child, because that's exactly what Harry is, no matter how strong of a wizard he was still a child. She saw that this child was still breathing, and she knew that there was a battle at the school and that her son was involved. And so she asked, out of the love that she had for her son, she asked, is Draco still alive? Is my son still alive? And Harry, trying to be as careful as possible, nods his head yes, and signifying to her that yes, her son is alive and he's okay. And in return, Narcissa makes a very, 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 very courageous sacrifice, putting herself and her son and her husband's life in danger, in an already dangerous situation, but to turn on the Dark Wizard and to falsely report that Harry was dead, in fact, when in fact he was actually still alive. She saved his life. And it just shows you, even though that she didn't love Harry, she loved her son and realized this could have been my child. And piecing those things together, realized I have to do the right thing in this sense, even if it means I'm putting myself in harm's way. But isn't that what a mother does for their children, even if they're not their biological child? If you adopt a child, or if you are a part of an extended family and you have childlike, figures in your around you and things of that nature, I'm not a mother, but I can attest from receiving motherly love from not only my mother, but mentors and figures, and figures that are around me, principals and guidance counselors and things of that nature, to guide me and navigate me and help me grow and mature and ultimately be the best version of myself that I can be. So in that sense of the story, it is a story about triumph and good versus evil, and bad and the forces that be, and how there's a line, and it's easy to get caught up in the crossfire. But when we all sit and think what's right, like Narcissa did in the end, even though she was on the bad side, she knew she loved her son, and she knew that wasn't the right thing to do. Molly knew that if her son was in the same situation that Harry was in, she would want somebody to do the same. She showered him with love and support throughout his in his entire endeavors. And then Harry's mom making the ultimate sacrifice, which was paying with her life to make sure that her son was A, protected, and B, that even in her absence, even as he grew, that he physically could not be touched by that person. That's why Voldemort had to go through different avenues to finally get a hold of Harry and finally, cause physical pain to him. I'm hoping that this speech has entertained you. It's not a normal approach. I'm almost positive, but it's something that's near and dear to me, and I thought that I can tie this into my schoolwork. I hope that you understood my points of how a mother's love can really save the day, no matter if it's a story, no matter if it's real life. A mother's love is truly limitless and boundless and just so powerful. I hope you enjoyed listening to this this rant, and have a good day.